Adam Chris from MyMMAnews.com, being joined by Ben Coyle here at 302 BJJ in Wilmington, Delaware, ahead of his Cowboy Fight Series 4 bout with Ramon Neyra. It'll take place at 125 pounds. I'm here with my man Ben Coyle. Ben, appreciate your time, brother.
Yes, sir. Nice to see you, bro.
So, second time at Cowboy Fight Series, and you're taking on Ramon Neyra, undefeated guy. Looks like on paper, all of his wins are by stoppage via submission. First off, what do you know about your opponent?
Man, like you said, all the stoppages are by submission, and they're quick, snappy, so they're not bad. They're nothing. They didn't look like sandbag submissions. The dude looks smart. He's got a nice double leg. He's got a little striking from what I saw. He's not afraid to strike, man, and he says he's not afraid to strike from what I know. So we'll see how that goes, but that's what I know. And he's smart. Like I said, he seems like he has fight IQ from what I saw in his fights, but I really don't care.
You never seem to care. This isn't our first rodeo. We've talked plenty of times. You have a very consistent, I'm going to get in there and, needless to say, quote unquote, I'm going to fuck you up. That's kind of become like synonymous of what your mentality, what your game plan is. Anything changed this time?
No, nothing changes, man. I'm training hard as usual, working the ground a lot, but I think my jiu-jitsu is pretty fucking good, man. My jiu-jitsu defense isn't bad. They just don't see it very often.
Right.
I like to stand and bang, so that's where we're gonna stay. If he takes me to the ground, good. Keep me there. Let's see if you can. Let's see if you don't need a couple elbows on the ground too, man. This is a legitimate fight. You guys got to. I've said it forever. Once them fucking shin pads come off, and once I have pro rules, you're gonna see me break some dude's face with elbows and knees. What happened? Second round. That.
Yeah. And that was at Cowboy Fight Series 3. You essentially just playing a little replay, bullied your opponent against the cage, started firing elbows, and you got the stoppage victory quickly, abruptly, and it was pretty nasty. Accurate in saying that, correct?
Yeah, after stopping every single shot the dude took.
Right.
Not to take it, I liked still, he was a very nice dude. Nothing, I'm just saying what happened. I stopped every shot. I almost submitted him. I kept it off the ground, and I beat him up on the feet, and my footwork looked excellent. Everything was on that night, and I have virtually the same opponent, just with a little better striking and a better double leg.
And before we get into Ramon, I want to actually talk to you, because I talked to James, I talked to a lot of the guys that are fighting on this Cowboy Fight Series, because the dynamic of it is so authentic and original than that of a lot of the regional shows. You have Cowboy Cerrone, which is, obviously stamped approved on it, and then you have Sucker Punch Entertainment, which is, one of the best in the industry right now. All these huge backings behind it, so you're fighting in front of all these guys. Is that any added pressure? And also, on top of that, what's it been like fighting for that kind of different atmosphere? Because you've been in this region, now you're taking a step out.
It wasn't too different, man. It's small promotions are still small promotions. They still run the same way. It was a little more organized, I thought, maybe. From my standpoint, it just seemed like everything ran nice and smooth. It's really cool having Cowboy there. Like I said, he's one of my favorite fighters right now to watch. I got on the cage and I screamed that at him just to let him know. I don't even know if he heard. I couldn't even care less. I just wanted to make sure I put it out there. So I was excited to fight for him. That's why I pushed hard to get onto that card. That's why I trained hard. It's not the only reason I trained hard, but I just wanted to put on a good showing for a good show like that. And that's what I did. And it was a great show. So.
And getting into your opponent with Ramon, he, like we've talked about a little bit before, on paper you have purple belt versus white belt, right? But you also have dominant stand-up striker versus what looks like to be a predominant grappler. But he says he's very willing to stand up and engage with you. What do you have to say about anything that he might have said, or just him and your game plan, if that makes any sense? What would you say, like, are you worried about anything he has to say and applying your game plan into something that he might have just speculated into wordplay?
He has to say that. He has to say he's willing to stand and bang with me. Not that I'm saying he's not, who knows, but from what I've seen, the dude it's touch and go type, like sparring striking. So he has to say that, man. What he's good at getting to the ground, he's good at snapping submissions quickly. But against who? He hasn't fought anybody my caliber, he hasn't fought anybody with the striking that I have, or anybody that brings the fucking mean. Nobody brings it to the cage like I do. When you see me across the cage, you know damn well you're about to get beat up. And if you don't get beat up, and if you don't lose that fight, you still got beat the fuck up. That's what every time you step in there with me, win or lose, it's going to be a fight, man. So knowing that, knowing what you know you're coming to fucking, it's going to be a tough night, whether you win or lose. That plays into my advantage always. Everybody, it's a mental game in there, and I got mental warfare on my side. Look at me in my eyes. It's a cold-blooded person in there. I'm there to beat you up. Night of the fight, I'm a mean motherfucker. Cool dude outside of it, but night of the fight, bro, you know how it is. I come to beat you up. My plan is to keep it standing, beat him the fuck up, take my fucking win. That's how I always do it. And I take it to the ground and get these nuts on your face, too.
So training for a caliber like Ramon, how has that been? And 302 and the dynamic, you have James Lyons fighting on the card, your cousin, and also he's fighting for the featherweight tournament, or your featherweight championship. There's just so much things going on for 302. Both of you guys made the Flow grappling highlights. Like, you guys are both riding high with momentum. So what can fans expect come fight night, December 21st, right before Christmas? Give them a little Christmas show.
James is obviously taking the belt home, man. Shermer, from what I've seen alone and just knowing who I train with and who I train with on the regular with James, even standing, it's a wash. It's a fucking wash. Shermer can say what he wants. That belt comes home. I think via submission, but it's going to be a wash either way. No matter where that fight goes, James is coming to bang, and this is going to be a fun night, man. And then anybody that comes to see me fight, whether you're a fan because you're my family, my friends, and you were just coming to support, doesn't matter. You're there because you know it's about to be fucking exciting. You know I'm going to beat somebody up. And you know I'm coming to put on a show, and you know I'm going to scare some people. Just walking alone scare people at my fight, so I'm excited, man. And I like when people say they're going to stand and bang with me. We'll see.
Prediction.
Prediction of my fight?
Yeah.
Same thing as the last time, man. The footwork burns him out. He's going to keep diving for these shots after he learns that it's probably not the best idea to stand with me. And once I stop these shots, or even if he does get me to the ground, I'm going to get back up. Second and third round, just like everybody else, you're going to start to crumble. And then I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. I don't crumble. My lungs don't go. I'm always in your face. And when I hit you, I hit you.
So potentially hypothesizing here, getting this win, just let's say you get this win, do you think this maybe solidifies a 125-pound shot for Cowboy Fight Series? I mean, I know that's not really a thing right now, but
no, it was already in talks. That was the thing. In communication, I hate texting. It's a known thing. You know me as a friend. I call everybody.
Yep.
In communications, that all went a little south. This one should have possibly been for a fucking title against somebody else. Can't look back at that. It is what it is. I got a fight ahead of me right now. But yeah, I had one, maybe two amateur fights left. So depending on how this one goes, we'll see what happens next. But yeah, if I have one more amateur fight after this, I hope it be for a Cowboy title. But I'm not waiting around either. I'm kind of on a mission right now, and I'm kind of looking to come after every 125ers gym, pro and amateur.
We'll close it there. Ben Coyle ahead of his Cowboy Fight Series 4 bout with Ramon Neyra, and it takes place December 21st in Sterling, Virginia. Make sure you are there as mymmanews.com. We have live results. If you can't be there, tune in live. Check out the site. And for Ben Coyle, I'm Adam Christ. Keep it locked to MMA, mymmanews.com for all your fight news needs.